All right, government says it has activated all its emergency response systems in KwaZulu-Natal. This is the second time the province has been hit by severe flooding in just over a month. Last month, 448 people died in the devastating floods. Areas most affected by the heavy downpours are Umlazi, south of Durban, oThongathi, Westbrook and Umdloti, north of Durban. Now, let's get the very latest. We cross now to our reporter, Bongani Gema. Bongani, you've been crossing pretty much across, the rest of today. Adverse weather conditions across KwaZulu-Natal. Some roads have been closed. We know that some people have been evacuated. Talk to us about what are the main concerns in KZN at the moment.
Well, good afternoon to you. We started our day at Umlazi, witnessing the houses that have been abandoned by people who were fearful, that these torrential rains will again, cause flooding and sweep away their houses. So they abandoned everything and moved to safer ground. We then moved to Lamontville, where the visuals that we brought you earlier, people were continuing. It was just business as normal for them, saying to us in the interviews that we managed to do after the crossing, there's the message that they must evacuate their area did not get to them. Others saying that even though they heard on social media that there's a message circulating that they must leave their area, saying that if they leave their homes, where must they go to? Are saying that if the damage comes to meet them at their homes because they are not leaving their places. But I'm here at S.J. Smith Hall, also known as Wema Hostel, where we understand that a number of people have been evacuated from their homes and brought to this hall that is behind me. Unfortunately, we cannot bring you the visuals inside because of the noise and the lighting condition inside the house. But I understand there are 196 people who are kept inside this hall. Others remained at this hall. But let me bring you a person who's part of the people who are kept here. Just going to tell us their condition here. Masibonge kakhulu isikhathi sakho. Sicela usiphe igama nesibongo bese yasichazela ukuthi nifike kanjani la ngoba zwile uhulumeni uthi kunabantu ababasusile emakhaya ukuthi bazohlala ukuze bangakhululeki futhi.
Sanibonani, igama lami nguNtomfuthi wamaqabane, ngisuka eMega Village. Okay, siqale lana singene izikhukhula ama-floods eqala, sathathwa sasiwete sisawuhlala khona ehall lakhona. La sihlale khona bekukuhle kumnandi, but kuthe izolo ngezikhathi nje zasemini saqala ukubona amanzi ukuthi aseyaqala ungena emahall. Sasesithi hayi asike sihambe kancane sike siye ezindlini siyobona ezindlini since abanye bethu besakhona ezindlini. Sithe sesifikile ezindlini sathola ama-calls sibona ukuthi nje isimo siyabheda kakhulu. Sasesiyahamba saya ehall sala sifice khona abantu bentanta emanzini kungekho luso sekumanzini eyiphontshe yonke into. Kodwa ke siye salithola usizo, bafika osisiphindile from usiyawina basisiza balekelelana kanye nathi nabanye bethu bekomiti salekelelana sathutha sabuyiswa udisaster status osibeke ehall lasewema. La sifike khona ke singenalutho, singenakudla, even ukudla bese kulanto emanzini, besingenalutho, singenayiphontshi, singenangubo zokugqoka, singenazingubo yomo blankets bokumbatha besingasenabo. Kwafika ke ekseni bona sesiphindile futhi usiyawena futhi wabuya wasinakekela futhi lokho esikhumbulile njalo nekomiti basamekela basenzela ibreakfast. Sasesifika ke sesiyalinda ke sesizwa uRed Alert uRed Cross icompany esiza kakhulu ngeyiphontshi, wasilethela iphontshi, wasilethela oblankets nabanye ke abaloko befika beloko besinikeza usizo ukuthi sikwazi ukudla.
Manje sisi mebekhuluma nani bathi nizohlala isikhathi esingakanani la uphinde usichazele ukuthi nihleli kanjani ke manje.
Njengamanje isikhathi esizosihlala lana sizophindela eTehesi la kade sihleli khona because ila siyiseduze nasemakhayeni wethu esizibona sisafe mesikhona. Ukuhamba kwethu ke lana eWema bathe mhlambe angeze kuphele lesonto lila, kodwa nje okuningi nje okunye ukuthi sisuka kanjani eTehesi siye ezindlini ezifanele asikalithola usizo, asikalithola into eqondile ukwenzakalana.
Sibonga kakhulu sisikhathi sakho.
Ngiyabonga.
Well, they have it here. A resident who's saying that before they were brought here, they stayed as a whole at TS, which is another hostel not far from here. But then when it got flooded yesterday, they were then moved here. So these are victims of the recent floods that we saw previously. They are now again victims of the torrential rains that we saw yesterday. You heard her mentioning that they did receive assistance from the Red Cross. While we were parking here, we did see Red Cross coming in with blankets, food and sponges. But let me bring in a representative from the Red Cross who's just going to tell us the kind of aid that they are providing, because it's not the first time that we are seeing them out. We saw them in the previous floods. We are now seeing them again. So thank you very much for your time. Can you just have your name and surname and just tell us the aid that you are providing? You are out again. The rains have returned. People are displaced yet again.
The situation is quite devastating, as we're thinking that we're actually recovering, starting to recover from the floods that we recently witnessed in April. But now we are seeing it again, and even today there's an alert red 10 of disruptive rains. So we are also alerting the community to also be very cautious, as we are still expecting more disruptive rains. But with the people that are currently residing here, we've been providing them with food, mattresses and blankets when they were in the previous shelter. We also came with a team of doctors that provided free medical assistance. So to see them today again having to be displaced, it is quite disturbing. But we had to immediately mobilize more resources, bring in the mattresses and blankets, and also to allocate this area to know where they are now, because we are also planning to bring in more food, more relief items, and even maybe bringing in a stove and pot so that they can cook for themselves here. And we will be supplying them with dry food which they can prepare for themselves. But also we are still continuing and having a team of psychologists that are here that are going to be providing them with psychosocial support, and also another team that is providing family leads.
Okay, there you have us, the gentleman from the Red Cross. We'll quickly cut off from here and take you to a briefing.